Wow. The interweb at my house is slow and crappy today, so we'll see how this goes. Good news is, I do have my tech coming tomorrow, and we should be getting a new router, which could be the case. And, it's also the fact that I've got the equivalent of Farmer Vision for internet access, which also kind of sucks. But hey, whatever, is what it is. So, just to keep you guys updated, I have been waking up every day at around like an hour before my daughter gets up, so like quarter after 5, 20 after 5, something like that, and working on the divinity cards, and I have got them all finished except for, I believe, the very last boss encounter. So that's going really well. We're still at 2 players that have confirmed, and we are now looking for our third. So slowly but surely, we are collecting streamers to join us on our campaign adventures. But for tonight's stream, it's going to be a little of a slower stream. So in the description, it's called normalizing levels. So this is essentially taking all the tracks and bringing them up to a certain dB level, like probably -1, right below the loudest they can possibly be without clipping. It's something that I should have done when we first did Arthur, but didn't. So tonight I'm just going to run an experiment for myself, see if I like it, because it's kind of, from what I've understood from other producers that I've been, researching, it seems to be the way. A buddy of mine, Kool-Aid, said a lot of music these days is mixed that way, where everything's brought up to the maximum level and just kind of blended in. So I'm going to try it and see if it makes a big difference, and if it does, we're only 3 songs into this album, so I figured that might be a good idea to get that done today, just to do your due diligence, my due diligence, and get it all done. I did find something that was rather interesting that I wanted to share with you guys, and it was, I guess, something that was obviously on my radar, because when I was doing when I wrote this album, full disclosure, I did have every intention on doing my own little filmography of it as well. It's nothing like what I've kind of held myself to the standard by streaming every Monday to put this together and putting extra work and time into it. But I obviously had some kind of forethought, which I didn't realize I had it. It's actually my daughter going through my phone and whipping through videos, and she went fast scroll on the phone and got all the way back to like 2016 or 2017, and then there was me with like semi-long hair outside the studio. I'm like, what are these? So it was only like 4 short videos, so I just plastered them together and put them together so that you could see what it was, because like I said, I was like, oh wow, I must have thought that I was gonna film this and do this. And I remember thinking, looking back, full disclosure, yes, thank you, Commander Steele, exactly. Looking back and going, okay, this is something I wanted to do. So anyway, I found these small videos. I clipped them together just to show you guys, because I got a kick out of it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is a long time ago. So here we go. We're gonna blow up the Braxxis tube a little bigger and go back in time. So this is it. Another first in a long time. Just finished carrying all this crap up here, but this will be the place where Double Jack meets for the first time in band practice. A year, maybe, something like that, for an actual gig. Actually, maybe for an actual gig and not just my bachelor party, probably 3 years. So I know I've shown this to you before, but it's just super cool to be able to, actually, you know what? I'm gonna reverse this. Let's use technology. Yeah. There she is. Humble beginnings. Afternoon sound check. Before we rock a show. Alright. So here we are, about to approach the legendary rock studio, Big Sky Studios, or better known as, to me anyway, Ice Pick Studios. I like that name better, but I get it. It's a little metal. It's in a basement. Big Sky's probably better. And we're going to decide what tracks are going to stay, what tracks are going to go, and I'm going to give you a little tour of the studio as soon as we get in there. Okay, so apparently I'm an asshole and I got the name of the studio wrong. It's not Big Sky, it is...
Electric Sky.
Aha! See? It's Electric Sky Studios. That's my fault. But as I promised, we're going to take you on a quick tour and show you around this place. Okay, so I guess this is what do we call this? The main chamber?
Must be the live room, yeah.
The live room. So we've known Dave now for, oh God, it's probably 17 years now since I met you when you were 19.
Oh, a while ago.
Yeah. So it's been a while. We've been friends for a while. And he's always been a producer from the time I saw him with one little computer. And now he has built this. And he has amassed a whole bunch of fun toys and knows how to use them quite well. So that's the live room. This is where I did the drum tracks, which we're no longer keeping because, as we know, I suck at drums. And we're going to get our drummer back in here. This is where... You know what? This is where the real magic happens. Let's be honest. This is the lead singer's booth. And it's not scary at all. If you shut the door, nothing creepy about this room at all. Just a bunch of duct tape and foam pads. And then, of course, when you sing, it goes black. And it gets even scarier. But I don't know. What do you think is scarier? This or this? This? Or yeah, I don't know. And then back into... This is the big room. This is the fun room. Dave, you're gonna have to explain this one. This is
the control room.
Look at
obviously
this.
Where the console is, most of the gear, the computer, all of that good stuff.
It's amazing. I have to say, it's one of the. I always look forward to coming in here because you kind of feel like you're doing it for real. You know, like we're just not doing it on a tape deck, like in the old days. But anyway, the point of today is, give me one sec. The point of today is that we did a whole bunch of tracks. I did it all myself, which was a mistake. So what we're going to do now today is we're going to go and listen to all these tracks and then find out all the mistakes I did and see what we're going to cut and get the rest of Double Jack to fill it in. So that's all I'm really much going to show you for today, except for the decisions we make, because it's going to be me and Dave just drinking beer and figuring stuff out. But we'll let you know how long it's going to take and the plan of attack we have after. Haha. Thank you. Muted. Well, you know. Still going. Thank you, Commander Steele. The plan was, it was fun to look back on that, as I was saying, because it's a blast to look back on all that stuff, and you know, especially there's a comment even on the long hair, and I do agree that I miss the long hair, and anyone that has had the pleasure of playing live on stage with long hair versus short hair, I find long hair kind of gives you all your, rock and roll power. At least I found that myself. I've always enjoyed that. And looking back on, this video, we went completely a different direction. At the end of that video, I said, Dave and I are going to drink some beer and we're going to find out what tracks I'm going to keep, and then Double Jack's going to fill in on the rest. And that actually didn't happen, right? We scratched everything. Like, that's kind of like some of the Time Machine stuff I've been playing about these previous songs. We scratched it all. And then we came up with the idea of how about we just practice a shitload and then play the whole thing live off the floor. Wouldn't that be cool? And that's what we ended up doing. So I was really happy. That's the stuff we've been hearing, stuff we've been mixing, was us all in a room playing it together, instead of typically, like when you're building songs, how it happens is, you start with an acoustic guitar, and an acoustic guitar plays with a click track the entire song, and there's a scratch vocal. And then the next step is the drummer comes in and plays that acoustic guitar. And then that guitar is scrapped, and the vocals kind of stay for reference, and then everything builds off the drummer. So, it's kind of neat to say that we just said, screw that, and we'll just try to all play in time together, and damn the mistakes, and here we go. And I was very proud of that fact. It was a lot of practice, a lot to get where it was, and in fact, we laid it all down in 2 days. I was pretty proud of that. Conan long hair. Arnold would be proud. Yeah, I've had it longer. That was just about here. I guess the longest I've ever had it was actually all the way like to the middle of my back in the main metal days. That song that we played at the beginning of the episode, Into the Flood, when I was just singing the crazy high stuff. I was writing a lot of heavier stuff back then. I had pretty decent hair. So what we are going to go do is we are going to go to the music production side of things, and like I said, today is going to be So I guess I don't need this up here anymore. Today is going to be normalizing the tracks, and like I said, this is something I should have done before, but didn't do it. And now I'm looking back, and it's like, before we get too far into this, and I want to A/B them too. Like, we already have saved files of these, so we can see if we like what this is going to do. But essentially, I did it with one of the bass tracks. It's a very easy procedure. All you're doing is you're selecting your sound waves, and you're going to bring them into the waveform screen, and we're just going to bring them all up to you know, I think it's negative 0.01 dB, so pretty much like expanding the wave file to the point where it just gets right below clipping, and then we'll continue mixing from there. Now I think no, I don't want to do that. Get that thing out, because we've done these cuts. Unfortunately, I'll have to go through. Okay, that's not too much work. Yeah, that's not too much. And then, so let's see if this works first of all. I'm wondering if, oh man, I don't want to do that. I just want to open up the waveform. I'm just seeing if this is going to do it to the entire thing, or if it's just going to do it. You see how it brought it all up to the very edges? Now I'm hoping that did it for the whole track, but we're going to find out real quick when we go back to multi-track mix. I think it did. Let's clear time section. You know what? Let's do it to this. This one we can definitely see. Like, so that was kick. Let's see if we can do it to the hi-hats here. And because you'll be able to see, you know, like they're a lot smaller wave files. So if we hit this should expand it up, and if that works, then we're golden. So let's go to waveform. Let's go to there we go, and hard limit. There we go. So we've now blown it up. Let's hit back to multi-track. Okay, so it does work on the whole file, so that's wonderful. So we're actually just going to do this to all the drums really quick, because that is, I like that as a reference, and if that works, then we're going to do it to everything. And like I said, if this all happens the way I think it should, this should be a lot easier to mix. It should be a lot more consistent, and as long as it's not, you know, it shouldn't clip, it shouldn't, like, this is apparently the way that it's done, right in hi-hats. So I'm excited to, you know, mix an album that has this little trick like normalizing all the sound waves, because when I did my first album in 2003, oh, there it is, beautiful. You know what? I was doing the, you know what? We're going to clear time section, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to exit out of this. Yeah, we're going to exit out of this, and we are not going, no, I don't want to save any changes. We are going to go back into Audition, because I realized I was putting a hard limiter and not normalizing. They're both minus 0.1. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I'm assuming it would, because it's not the right thing. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Let's not do that. And yeah, let's select the right one. Favorites, normalize. There it is. Because we're doing this all anyway. Oh, it's so small. There we go. I just want to see the whole song here. That's what I want to see. So let's stretch this thing out just so we can see all the tracks, make our lives a lot easier. There we go. Okay, so that was done that one. We'll do kick 2 and favorites, normalize. kind of a tedious job, actually, going back and forth like this. But it's something we have to do. And clear time section. And waveform. Normalize. Favorites and normalize. Oh man, I wish you could just do it on the multi-track instead of always having to go back to the waveform. That's really annoying. But hey, maybe this is the way it's gonna make our track sound absolutely fucking fantastic. Okay, snare top. And waveform. We should probably find the hotkeys for waveform and multitrack. That would probably save. There's ever a time to learn it, it's now. But we're just doing this first because we are doing an experiment. We want to see if this actually does something amazing. Favorites and normalize. And clear time section. And for any future songs, which will be nice if we're going to continue to do this, we'll do this as our very first step, because then we don't have to go back and do this because we've already cut all these tracks, right? We've already cleaned them all up. So that's why I'm selecting every single section that already has cuts in them, which we won't have to do when, there we go, normalize. Which we won't have to do later on, which will be nice because it'll just be one whole track without any cuts in it. We'll just click it, normalize, and move on with our lives. And depending how long this takes and if we like it, I do have the next song queued up, but I knew this was going to be kind of a, you know, a cleanup job kind of episode, streaming episode. But this is an album I've wanted to have out for many, many years, so I want to make sure it is done the best that I can do it, right? That's what I'm trying to do. The best that I can do anything is, you know, put your heart into it, put everything into it, because this will be one of the first. What am I talking about? This will be the only one I've ever released on iTunes, Google Play. Like back when we did this was, you know, we never did this kind of stuff. We printed CDs and sold them at the shows. You know, so like this is a lot different. And normalize. Okay, so we have all the drum tracks done now. I bet you this is gonna be blowing our heads off for volume now. So let's see. I guess let's just listen to it. Let's just listen to it. You know what? And let's do this. Let's go File. Let's save as. And this one will be called Arthur. Normalize. Because then we can A-B the two. Fully. Sure. Yes to all. Save them all. That's what we're doing. Okay. So now we can open. We'll go to BraxxisAxes, Arthur. That's the normalized one. Okay. Okay, so we have Arthur normalized and we have Arthur regular. So we'll get both of these up. And we're just going to listen to the drums on both of these and see the difference, see what we think. And I guess I'll keep the volume the same, even though it's probably going to be blasting our heads off. But okay, so let's go to Arthur regular. This is what we had before. Let's see what we got. Okay, so that is the one we've had forever. Now let's hear what the normalized one sounds like. Hmm. So this is regular, and this is normalized. I'm not sure if I can really tell the difference. I guess it is a tighter sound, eh? It is volume-wise really not that much, but I mean these are also drums, right? They're inherently, you know, just one tick, but well, you know what? The producers of the world say this is the way, so I guess we'll continue on doing it the way they tell us to do it, because these are the tricks and tips that, you know, people have learned well before myself, so I might as well just go with you know, what they're saying. I'm interested to hear, you know, a guitar track do it. So I mean, let's take Jack's guitar right now. Yeah, exactly. This is the way. Yeah, let's do Jack's guitar and see what the difference. Oh, I think we gotta blow this up a bit because there's little sections here. Okay, does that go all the way to the end? No. There we go. Alright, there we go. Well, I mean, that definitely blows the guitar track up huge, that's for sure. What if I have to select them all too? I wonder. I'm going to do that next experiment. I'm just going to click on a track and hit waveform and see, because that would definitely save me a bunch of time. Okay, so this should be interesting to hear. And we're just going to solo his guitar. And then on the regular one, we'll click off solo on all these. And we'll just solo his guitar here. And so let's hear old school without. Okay. Now let's hear the one that we've normalized. Oh, big difference. Yeah, huge difference. So okay, so it's a little harder to pick it up from the drums, but on instruments is definitely a difference. Okay, so let's just see this. So all I did was just click that track. Oh, that's a bad one actually. That's these are just 4 little blips. Let's use. Oh, here we go. What's this? Perfect. Oh no, but that's one section too. How about my guitar? Oh, you just double click on the track and it does everything. Well, isn't that lovely? That will save us so much time. All right, now I'm happy. Now I'm very happy. This just made life a lot better. Okay, so we got that. So we go bass, waveform, and normalize. And clear section. This one's just that little section. I selected all those and normalize, and then I think that's it. And then we have to mix all this carp again, which is okay. And we'll do this one. Oops. God, I always want to go back to waveform. There we go. Waveform. Okay. Time section. Get this going. And then there was one little part. It's over here. Yep. These four. Do that. And that should be it. Okay. So we are now going to have to remix this, but we are also remixing this to give it headroom. And the reason we're doing that is because at some point down the line, we are going to want to master this. So we want to give everything just a little bit of room so that when they beef up all these sound waves the way that we want them to, that our track is not clipping, which is very, very important. So I guess we're just going to, it's scary to do this, but we're just going to hit it off the fly here and see what we got. So there we go. So we want everything at kind of -1 here. So this is probably going to rip our heads off now, but that's okay. This is why we're doing it. Okay, that's a good start for the guitars. So we're going to solo all the drums here. We're trying to get everything around that -5 to -9 if we can. Well, this must be the ride, yeah. Okay, so this won't, we can't really do the ride right now. Do the ride now. So that's about as loud as we can go on that one because it's just too hot of a signal. Fix this thing. Output is just maxed on this puppy. Alright, let's go back. Let's go back, start this puppy again, and at least when we get these done, we can copy paste the rest. Alright, here we go. Overheads are just well, that's a little better. Makes it a lot heavy, but I think this is a nice mix now. Just redlining that overhead. There we go. I think this is sounding better. I definitely like the sound of that better. It's much quieter than, you know, I mixed it before, but I mean, we haven't mastered anything yet, and I'm actually not going to be doing the mastering. I'm going to be outsourcing that to Mr. Dave, the guy you saw in the beginning of that video. He's going to be doing that for me. This does. Left 50 and right 50. I took it down from 70 to 50. So I think it's going to give it more of a room presence, and it already has actually. Okay. I think this sounds like a very, very thick mix, and all the sound waves, it's easier to control, right? So I guess that's why normalizing is the way. You know, bring everything up to -1, and you've got a very accurate meter when you're mixing. Shiggity bebop. That is right. Actually, this will be good. We can hear the breakdown here. So that ride is still clipping a bit. Nice. That's not the end of the world. I mean, it's just a ride cymbal that is, you know, flipping all the time, and that's not the worst, right? It's a ride cymbal. It's not going to ruin anything. And I think the kick has enough thud that we're okay. I might bring all the toms down to -6. Don't want them competing with the kick ever. Bring that right now. Okay. I'm going to listen to that last little bit just because I want to hear the jam out at the end, but I think this is what we're going to go with. Okay. Alright, let's take some screenshots of these levels and let's see if we can copy paste what we're doing here, because this is what we want to do, because I like this mix, and if I can keep this the same throughout everything, I'll be very, very happy. Alright. Not now, fool. I don't want your update. I need you to take pictures for me. Here. 3. Okay, I love that part. Alright. Yeah, we're good. We're going to stop that. We're going to save that. Yes to all, please. Save to everything. Okay. So I think that is what we are going to be doing. We're going to be normalizing all the tracks. It shouldn't take that long now that we know, especially now that we can double click a track and do it all in one shot instead of individually taking all our clipped tracks, which took forever. So that is definitely what we're going to do. So Boys Ride Out is next. Ooh, we got a whole bunch of things blowing up here, and we're just looking at a little section. Oh, there is one thing I wanted to do on the Boys Ride Out. And where is it? Guitar, bass. Solo clean bass strings. Okay. I think it's this one that we need. Rototoms, there we go. It's like, what is going on? That was the test file. I'm always testing crap out. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, where's the rototoms? That's what I wanted to do here. So in the rototoms, I noticed when I was listening to it in the car, like I said, when you're doing music, the best time to do, you want to obviously listen to it when you're mixing it. And listen to it when you're working out, because then you got your own little private time. But best is the car mix. I've found that for everything. If you can get it sounding good in the car, you are laughing. Now these rototoms, even though they've increased in volume, which we did want to do, unfortunately they sound like they're way off to the left, and I want them existing left of center instead of way off to the left. So because they're their own track now, we shouldn't have a problem doing that. So let's just highlight this clip, and whoops, I need to highlight it. I don't need to do that. There we go. Sorry about that. It's already looped. So let's just listen to this, and you'll hear what I'm talking about. So, I mean, if you're not wearing headphones, it's not going to really matter. You're not going to hear it that much. But I literally hear everything off to the left, and I don't want that. So we are going to fix that right now, and we can do that in the mixer, and we're going to do rototoms, because right now they're dead center. So we are going to pan them right 30% and right 30% on this as well. So if we go back, yeah. So now they're living more in the center of my headphones, which is I want, because we're gonna end the loop, we're gonna end the time selection, and we're just gonna play this, and now you'll be able to hear the entire fill happen. And because the toms are also just slightly off to the left, it's gonna make it seem like a full fill instead of just these rototoms way the hell out left field. All right, do you hear that? So now it's a nice pan that goes all the way, starts just here in where your hearing happens, and cascades lovely over, falls all the way to the right. So it was a small thing I noticed, but it was driving me nuts when I was listening to it in the car. I was like, okay, that shit has to get fixed. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Make sure it sounds good, but we did it to the whole track, so this is just for the purpose of listening to it. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so time to do the ever so boring but ever so needed. Nope, we got to go back to our selector. We're not doing time selections anymore. Double click. We are normalizing all these. So let's go to the interesting. What? Weird. Kick out ended up in the hi-hats track. It's like, where'd my kick go? Oh, it's overshadowing the hi-hat. Well, that's funny. I noticed the little thing about a rototom. Didn't notice the hi-hats were gone, and I had more kick. Apparently I love drummers, so it's all good. Okay, so we go waveform, we go favorites, and we are going to pop that up to normalizing to 0.1 dB. Lovely. And then back to multi-track, clear selection. And we continue on this lovely, there we go. And clear time selection. This part's kind of tedious, but at least we found a way to make it a lot faster. Normalize, perfect. But before we were selecting every single little snippet, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's going to take forever. Even though I would have done it. Because I want this album to sound as good as possible. Because it is the first one ever to arrive on iTunes and whatever those, lesser people that use Android phones use, I'm not sure. And by lesser people, I mean people that understand how to use phones, and I don't, so that's why I use an iPhone, because they're really easy. Far less features, but you just press play. Okay, waveform, favorites, normalize. Oh, that's what happened. I'm like, where did everything go? Because I clicked on the bar. That was my fault. And waveform, and favorites, and normalize. You see how those little waves just grow just ever so slightly? I really do. I wonder if can I just do this without, what am I doing? Here I am trying to do all the steps, and I don't even have to. You can just double click everything in this game. I love it. Favorites, normalize. And it was actually a buddy of mine, Kool-Aid, that told me about this process. And upon doing more research, I found that, yes, actually, a lot of producers do this little trick where you normalize everything before you mix it. And I really am digging it. It definitely made Arthur sound awesome. So let's continue on the awesome train. Okay, Rototoms. Hello, Rototoms. You are now going to get bigger. And waveform favorites. Excellent. So basically, all that normalizing does is brings these volumes up to the maximum they can go before clipping. So it's kind of a nice, see that one? Boom, just blows it right up. And waveform. It's just tedious, though, I will tell you. But the nice thing is now that we've done it to these tracks, when we do our next song, starting from scratch, that's the first thing we're going to do. And we'll just get it out of the way, and then we can start mixing. I might even do it off camera, just to get it done, so you guys don't have to watch the double-click normalize show. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. And bass. Waveform favorites. Actually that bass barely went up. And this one, I already did it to the 12 string. I remember that because I did it to the 12 string initially, and then I never went back and did the rest of it. So now we're going to go to the mixer, and we're going to copy what we did on Arthur, hit play, and see what's going on here. So this is minus 2.2. This one was minus 1. Minus 1. Hi-hats are minus 22.4. Minus 19.8. Snare top is 2.7. Snare bottom is minus 2.1. I think all the toms are at minus 6. It's so much quieter than the last mix we have, as you can see, but the whole reason for that is because everything is louder. As you saw, we did all the sound waves minus 3.6 and minus, what does that say? Minus 3.6. Overhead 2 minus 3 points. Oh no, that's 3.6. Overhead 1 is 1.6. Whoops, sorry. Overhead 2 is minus 3.6. And then rototoms. We'll have to see. I have no idea. We're gonna have to. We didn't have that in the last one, so. And then the guitars we're gonna mix by ear because that's how I like to do gitters. So let's just see here what this sounds like. The boys right out from the beginning. Yeah, absolutely. Ooh. why is that 12 string just redlining? Okay, you know what we're going to do? We are going to waveform. I think I might have hard limited that one. I did. Okay, so I hard limited it and not normalized it. And hard limit, all those things get pushed. You really want to only hard limit like a talking vocal over a track. iPhone is like the Borg, easy to get into, but it must be one with the yeah. I know, I hear you. So this one, that's the reason why that was so ridiculously big. So hopefully this fixes the red line issue, because that was a little too loud. Okay, let's go back to mixer and let's see what's going on here. Let's get to it. There we go. Well, at least there's some movement in the red. It's going to be hard to hear, though, I think. I don't know, it's there. Let's just do the instance. And then the overheads, put the 50. Do that right now. Make sure that's done. And then this is right 70. And this is left 70. Alright, let's hit with the full band. Little toms actually sound pretty good right where they are. That 12 string is still redlining like crazy. Oh, that's why, because it was on record. I'm like, okay, let's. There we go. Okay, we gotta go back to that section real quick here, because that's the solo. Right where my guitar is double up here. There we go. I think this is going to be a winner. Alright. Let's go back to that little part there. One more time. Listen with the full band. Oh, yeah. Whatever that one is way too loud. Yeah, that one right there. We got to bring it down to the regular level. That was just punching me in the face. After that fill happens, it should not be so. There we go. I'm liking what I'm hearing. We're going to go back through it one more time. Make sure we like the mix. Everything is so much quieter now. But that's why, because we're trying to leave headroom, right? This is why I'm trying to have the mix live at -6. Like you can clip a little bit. But from what I've been reading online, is that that's kind of where you want it to live. Because when you're mastering, it's going to bring up everything. So we're just keeping it at that nice -6 across the board. But I think everything is really well mixed, actually. I got all the guitars in the right place. Jazz guitar just a touch. Nice, because I really want to hear that. Yeah. Ooh, I do not want that. I don't know if you guys heard that, but the 12-string slide down is absolutely horrific. And we cannot have that. We just want the other instruments doing that part. That part. Oh, whoops, I muted it. I was like, it was there a second ago. That. Yeah, you're getting next, buddy. Right there. You're getting ixnayed. And I think it's that little part right there. Right there. One incision. Goodbye. Thank you for arriving. We do not need your presence anymore. Good day. And trust me, I just think it won't be as. It's a little in your face. Let's add a small fade. Not that you're gonna be able to hear it anyway, but I will. I'll know it's there. It'll drive me nuts. There we go. So now if we listen to all that, you won't hear that those frets up that thing. Yeah, right. Just a boom. That's all you want. You just want that electric guitar. You don't want that twangy acoustic guitar fucking everything up. Sounds big. Really digging this so far. You know, I'm really glad we put that 12 string there because the chiming of that picking pattern, it's such a nice ring to it. Okay, now he's really not. Okay, so I have to change that too, and I've heard it now twice, and I didn't want to say anything. I was like, maybe it's just me, but these rototoms, we need to blow them up, and we need to pan them further than the other ones. We're just going to do it to this track. We're not going to worry about doing it, like we're just doing it to this single file here. Actually, I guess we'll grab both of them, and we want to go right. Oh, I don't know why that didn't work. Oh, whatever, we'll just match it. They aren't doing what I want them to do, like the first one. Now they do. Okay. So what was this puppy set at? Left 16 point. Oh, we don't want that. Give me that marker. 16.9. I guess it's 17.1 for this guy. I doubt we'll notice a difference. Oh. Okay, let's hear that again. Yeah, so I don't know what it was. Both those rototoms were done with the same room mic with the same, panning, but the rototom fill in the beginning and the rototom fill in the second rototom fill didn't sound right. But now we'll play them side by side. You'll notice they live right. They're panning just from top of your left ear over to the right. Perfect. Excellent. That's what I wanted. I think this one is a take though. I think this one is golden. We will go with this. It's a very thick sound. Best part of the song. I like it. Okay. That's done. Beautiful. Excellent. Save. Lovely. Very happy we're doing this today. Yes to all. You've done a whole bunch of crap to the song. Would you like to save it? Yes, I would. Adobe Audition. Yes, I would. Okay, so the last one we're going to be working on is obviously the Rainmaker, because we're only 3 songs into this puppy. And we have to normalize these files as well. Plus, there's a whole bunch of shit that I got to fix on this. One, duh. You know what? Let's normalize it, and then we'll go fix it. When I was listening to these tracks over and over, I realized that, well, one, the guitars are way too loud, but that's fine. That's something we can, that's not a big deal. We can fix that at any time. What I did notice is that every other song, I applied an effect to the clean guitar, because I want that clean guitar to kind of have a, not a rockabilly, but sort of a, like a room presence to it. And with this one, and I'll play it to you before we fix it, has nothing. It's just all the other, my guitar on every other track sounds completely different. And it's because what I failed to do on this is I did not separate my clean guitar, put it on its own track. And so this has the distortion effect on it, which is why it's so cut and dry, which I don't like. So the rest of it sounds okay, but this clean part here, we have to apply that effect, or else it will definitely not sound uniform to the rest of the album, and that's gonna suck. Okay, and here we go, back to the normalizing game to which we love so much. But hey, this is the last time we're doing it, so yay! Waveform, favorites, and I'm getting a lot faster at it, that's for sure. Because I've been doing this for a while. Oh, that popped up nicely. Because we're doing what the pros do. Doesn't sound very rock and roll. What are you doing? Normalizing the tracks. Oh, normalizing the tracks. That sounds fun. Yeah, it's instead of making them epic, we're going to just make them all normal. Oh, that's fun. There we go. Whew. Lightning fast this now. Just use 3 songs in a row the exact same way with no variant, and yes, you too will get lightning fast at normalizing tracks. One grew a bit, and I'm definitely glad that I was normalizing it. The first couple times I was doing a hard limiter, and that's like maxing every single thing you could possibly have on a sound wave, and blowing it to the walls. And we noticed that on the bass on the Boys Ride Out. It was just completely overpowering. It was horrible. All right, Mr. Stevens. We don't even see, oh, we can see it. There we go. And favorites. Woo! That fattened that track right up. Boom. And the solo, which is so epic. Like, I can't wait to make that even fatter sound than it already was. Pow. Oh, actually did it already. Lovely. Did I do that? Did I mess that up? Oh, it's already done. Don't mind me. I'm just making sure that I'm taking care of my musicians. There we go. And here's the second one. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that second guitar here either, which is what we did last time, to make the intro sound bigger, because it already sounds pretty big. And last but not least, the bass. Even though we always do the bass last, it's just not fair, you know? Waveform favorites. Load up. Okay. Did that only do the very beginning? Did I mess that up? Did I mess that up completely? I doubt it. I'm a major professional at this, as you guys have all seen. No, it's all good. It's done. Wonderful. Okay, so clear section. Bye-bye. And before we get into mixing, let's fix this guitar thing right now, because that was driving me nuts. So we're going to go multi-track, tracks, add stereo track, punk. And so this is, we might have to add, let's just add 2. Let's add 2 and just keep what we did last stream with this intro and see if we want to keep it, because it's really easy to just delete stuff, like if we don't like it, if it's too much. Now, here is what I think, I'm going to go to the second verse to make sure, but I think it's only, and we're just going to, might as well just solo this, solo, because we need to know if I go clean again on that second verse. I think we do. So is this clean? Oh yeah, it's clean. Okay, so every verse I do this. Oh man, I can't believe I missed that. So looks like here. Nope, I'm already hitting heavy there. Right there. Okay, let's blow that up, because we need to apply our effects. Okay, right there. It is there. Just trust yourself. So we're going to use our cutting tool. Snip that puppy, roll it up to where this distortion happens, and now we can kind of make this a lot bigger so we can see what we're doing. Alright, so let's go back to our selector tool, and we can bring, I want to bring the whole track down, and it's purple, which you do not want. We decided my guitar was going to be yeller, like the yellow belly guitar it is. And then this part as well. Match it up. Okay, so this off. Yellow, please. Okay, so basically what we've done here is we separated also that this stays, the Rainmaker guitar up here stays dirty. And this one is now going to have the applied effect that we want. We're going to solo this as well. And now we can apply the effects rack that we need, which I believe is Braxxis Clean Guitar, or just Braxxis Guitar. Okay, it's on that track. Now it's on this track. And you will notice a difference right away. So now it has that kind of big room sound. Right before it was completely dull. Okay, so we have that done now, so we can unsolo all this, and let's see if we want to keep. Yeah, does that ever sound live record? No, not this evening. No live recording this evening. Oh, so. Okay, first of all the guitars are ripping our heads off, but we will mix those in a second. Let's, we're just going to do the drums here and go with the mixes we've had. Yeah, it was a little intense, wasn't it? Just slightly over the top, which we're not going to be using anymore. So we're going to go back to. Okay, so we're going to use the same settings as we have for all these now that we have normalized everything. That is 2.2 minus 1. The nice thing about doing it this way too is that it will be major consistent, which is kind of what you want in an album. Not a lot of volume changes. Minus 19.8. Snare top. Minus 2.7. Yeah, it's amazing because everything's so much louder. Everything is so much quieter on the mix. Minus 2.1. All toms are going minus 6 now. And we will adjust the guitars accordingly so that we have headroom for mastering. And everything is awesome. What did we change? Snare top left 100. What? Nope. I noticed that too. Fly apart then. Nice. Nice, Commander Steel. I love it. Left 1.7, I believe, is what we want. Yeah. Left 100. I noticed that too in the car when I did my mix, and I'm glad I caught that right now. At least that was an easy fix. Minus 6, minus 6, minus 6. Overheads are living at overhead 2 is living at minus 3.6. And overhead 1 is living at minus 1.6. So these are everything that we've had the same, except for now we also have switched this to 50 instead of 70% in the left and right direction of where the sound is coming from, because we found that it gave the drums a little more of a room sound. So let's see what we got. think it's lovely. Okay. So we're gonna go Braxxis guitar. Oh, and this is not even... We're going to go back just a second because I heard that ride and I want to make sure that I have this panning right because that seemed weird to me. Okay, let's add jacks in here. Okay, so one thing we have to fix right now, as we see before, so right here, we have to drop that track down into where the effects are because as you can, well, I could hear it, I'm playing clean again. And we need to add those effects because that sounds weird. So is it right where that cut is? Did we already make a cut? That would be nice. Oh, it's actually there. That's where we start playing quiet. Okay, so let's make that cut here. Snip. And then we just got to find out where you go heavy again. Looks pretty suspicious up here. Looks like this could be where it gets... Alright, so... Surprise, surprise, where the big break is where we're doing it. So, let's make that cut there. And we need to pull this track down now to where my effects are living. So that we get that nice room reverb. All right. Don't be suspicious. All right. Oh, Braxxis guitar 2 should be left dirty. There we go. And that is why the bass is so important. The whole song just came to life. Nice. So all three songs have stuck right around that minus dB, -6, which is awesome. Which is, well, we can't be suspicious about that. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. We have to listen. We have to unsolo all these. I'm such a solo. Okay, first of all, executive decision. Are we going to keep that beginning the way it is with the 2 guitars? That is the first docket on the list, and then we can move on because we got to fix some drum stuff there. Track 1 and 2. This has to be right 30. I'm digging this. All right. I think this is perfect. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to save that. Yes to all. We have now normalized everything. And I think, because that was a lot of, I'm happy with the three songs we have going on. So we're not going to do any further mixing this stream. What we will do is we will head over to the time machine and play you what the next song is going to be. So when we started this video, I showed a quick little blurb back into when I was going to make a little videography myself just on my cell phone. And the decision was made to scratch all the stuff that I've done so that we could do it live. So this is one of those takes that we did for Running Dry, and there's a great story behind Running Dry, which I'll tell you. I'll probably tell it again next stream when I'm introducing everything, but I figured let's just make sure we've saved all that. I figured I could at least tell you the story because I do enjoy it. So what this song was written about, it grew, obviously. There's a lot more stuff to it that came from just the story, but I do love the story. So it was a New Year's Eve gig. It was my birthday, and my bass player, not in Double Jack, this is my brother-in-law bass player in my sister's band, and Jack came over as well because he was watching us play. We had a big hotel gig, big corporate gig, huge pay, blast. It was actually a really great birthday. We headed back over to my sister's place, and Jack brought one of those, like, not a 2.6, but like like not a Mickey either, like a in-betweener, right? Like a 13-ounce Mickey. And we each had we were pulling off this thing. It's like 3 in the morning, right? Because we didn't tear down until then. And my brother-in-law, who's a shorter guy, he's about 5 feet, but he can drink like the best of them. There was probably 3.5 ounces left in this thing, and he takes it, and Jack looks at him. He's like, "There's only one more drink in that bottle." and he just takes it and tips it all the way back. We're just like, oh shit, we just killed my brother-in-law. I love you, Doug, but not my brother-in-law. He was fine. He totally did it. So the chorus in this is, where there's one more drink in the bottle, leave all your petty shit behind. It's time to turn this up full throttle and watch the world go by. So that's the chorus of this, and it was written after that little scene. And like I said, it progressed. So we're going to go in the time machine here. We're going to go back to this last song. I'm going to say my goodbyes for this evening. One thing we will do is, if when you guys hear this song, is that it starts out with an acoustic. The live version we had, we didn't have any acoustics going. So I will be playing acoustic live on this track because I wanted to keep that flow because I really enjoyed it. But thank you guys for joining me. Super fun as usual. It's going to go up on YouTube and live in the lovely cloud where I can look back at it years from now. So thank you for participating. We'll see you next Monday, and we're going to go back in the time machine with some trippy visuals. And here is the 2017 version, and this is just myself playing, of Running Dry. So I hope you guys enjoy.
There's a voice inside set to inspire. Listen for the memories you desire. It's too late to bargain, cause you're already sold. I'll take a pound of your flesh before a bar of gold. Just one journey to the city of old, but there's one last task before our destiny's told. Cause there's one more drink in the bottle, leave all your petty shit behind. It's time to turn this up full throttle and watch the world go by. When you see your face in the mirror, a reflection of a smile, well, the sun will come when the dawn breaks the sky, and we still have a while before it all runs dry. All we have now to do is make a choice. Feel along, scream out, let's hear your voice. Let's break the silence, cut through the dead of the night. You may be tired and lonely, jump from the light. Cut through the bombs that were put on too tight. But there's one last task before we bring them the fight. Cause there's one more drink in the bottle, leave all your petty shit behind. It's time to turn this up full throttle and watch the world go by. When you see your face in the mirror, a reflection of a smile, well, the sun will come when the dawn breaks the sky, and we still have a while before it all runs dry. Before it all runs dry, yeah. Cause there's one more drink in the bottle, leave all your petty shit behind. It's time to turn this up full throttle and watch the world go by. When you see your face in the mirror, a reflection of a smile, cause the sun will come when the dawn breaks the sky, and you still have a while before it all runs dry. Before it all runs dry.